Hello everybody! Welcome to Space Quest 4! Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers! I've hopefully installed some patches. I think I did. I've never patched a game like this before, so I don't know exactly what to do. I downloaded patches, that much I know. Hopefully this will let the game run properly.
We rejoin our friend and semi-hero Roger Wilco as he rockets back toward his home planet Xenon, which he hasn't seen since Space Quest 2. Having successfully rescued those two ingrates from Andromeda, he decides a pit stop on Magmetheus is in order.
That's Gary Owens, a very famous,
During the descent to this cosmic canteen, he is unaware of the interest that has been generated regarding his fate.
Did a lot of narration, used cartoons. So having him in this game is pretty cool.
We have confirmation of his position, Master.
Off to Magmetheus with you then. It is time for Wilco to meet the fate which I have crafted for him.
As our story begins, we find the aluminum mallard parked outside a seedy spaceport bar. We join Roger as he relates one of his greatly exaggerated tales of adventure. The aliens are only too happy to listen, as long as Roger is by.
See, there was this deadly root monster, a ferocious swamp creature, and a Labion terror beast to contend with. Then I had to outsmart another of Bohal's gorillas and steal the shuttle so I could penetrate the asteroid fortress and pull the plug on that corpulent creep.
Are you Roger Wilco?
Yeah.
Please come with me.
Speaking of corpulent creeps.
Hello, Roger Wilco. Surprised to see an old friend? You have no idea how special this moment is for me. This is no chance encounter, I can assure you. I have this one loose end to tie up before I begin my reign as the supreme being of all that exists. I do not like to lose. You are a blemish on what would otherwise be a perfect record of domination, terror, and invincibility. Besides, I'm still a bit miffed about that asteroid deal in Space Quest 2. Anyway, to relieve the pain of my humiliation and to prevent you from being a pain in my future, you must die. It's been nice seeing you one last time. Then, do the dirty deed.
You go left and split them up. Mr. Wilco, follow me and do exactly as I say. Let's move!
You could just kill them. They're not that hardy.
Hey, I want to know what the...
Listen, I can't explain it all to you now. They've got a beat on our coordinates. We've got to move fast. We gotta do this fast. Shield your eyes. Jump into the time rift. Do it now. You've got to. If I take the time to explain we're both parking lot pizza, you'll understand soon.
Probably should have jumped in feet first instead of head first. Welcome to Space Quest 12. Volhal's Revenge 2.
Now where am I? You wonder aloud to non-existent auditory organs. This place sure looks homey. Hey, wait, this looks just like Xenon. It is Xenon. It's really a Pio. Along with the changes induced by an armed conflict, the city looks different, more modern, with a heavy dash of post-disaster seasoning. Casually glancing at the status line, you happen to notice that you're in Space Quest 12. What's happened? Who was that guy with the overdeveloped hairdryer? Why did you let yourself be talked into jumping into some strange shimmering hole?
That might have been a bad
Why are you
idea,
talking
yes.
to yourself? These incredibly intriguing questions will quickly be forgotten with barely an electron stirred in that well-armored orb atop your shoulders.
Alright, let's make some adjustments. Oh, only between the two? I could swear there was a way to do both. Oh well. We skipped some space quests.
A quick inspection reveals nothing of interest other than a glove box. After taking a quick look around to reassure yourself that the place is as dead as it looks, you snitch the Pocket Pal laptop.
Yoink.
Keep your
Oh yeah, the patch worked. If it didn't, I would have been interrupted by then. This is fantastic. I'm gonna be saving a lot because there's a thing that can happen that unnerves the hell out of me, and I don't want to see it. God, it takes a while to save, though. A little unusual. Quiet, Energizer Bunny.
A battered and boarded storefront shows the wear and tear a little war can have on it. It's a lightweight, worn piece of rope.
I'll take that, thank you.
You take the small, frayed, useless-looking length of rope.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
It would serve timing.
Gotcha.
That was without a doubt one of the finest examples of bunny snatching I've ever seen. The stress placed on the rope during the bunny snatching was too much. You cast the useless fibers aside.
Hottest new sport. Bunny snatching.
The grate is anchored securely by bolts with corroded heads. What looks like fluid is actually a mixture of toxic atmospheric solids. Don't mess. It smells just as good as it looks. It smells great. It tastes great. The faint aroma of burnt hemp teases playfully around your nostrils. You swish the rubble around in your mouth a bit, but the flavor is too subtle to identify. There's a sweet, fruity odor coming from the building.
Wild berry.
Sorry, I need to stay hidden for just a little bit. Until it shows up. And not that horrible thing walking around. Don't like it. Look, I want the points. You get points if it shows up and you hide from it successfully. There it is.
Droid Odeth. It's probably the most nauseating thing to smell in the whole family of smells.
If you see my first playthrough of this, you know that that thing would just show up like seconds after you arrive. God, this is a great patch. Finally, I can play Space Quest 4 as it was meant to be played. What? Oh, jeez. Here's a thing I didn't know.
The structural warpage and the enormous gaping hole indicate a violent end for this corroding battle machine.
You need to take this.
Surprisingly, no one has taken this small, innocuous-looking piece of unstable ordnance. Okay, you now have the unstable ordnance. Remember, it was your idea. Good luck.
Thank you. Let's put it back.
A very wise choice. Carefully placing the unstable ordnance back inside the tank, you decide some things are better left alone.
I never would have figured that out as a kid. Hell, I don't think I figured it out as an adult. I needed to look it up. I'm just so afraid that thing's gonna show up. And spot me. And scream at me. You have no idea how much that freaked me out as a kid, and I don't want to experience it now.
This grate has crud, gunk, and sludge built up around the edges. You can see through the grate, but can't make anything out.
Well, a look ourselves. How do you? God, look at the fact that his head isn't moving like a constant swivel. Yeah, he's supposed to look left and right now and then if he stands still. In the unpatched version, his head just constantly moves left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Almost spinning, almost look like it's spinning a full 360.
It's an empty jar with a lid, neither of which does anything entertaining. You'd better not. Something might answer. It smells like something that's not a very... You take the jar into custody. It's just an average old-fashioned desk blotter. Ah, a button. Perhaps I'll give it a press.
You think to yourself.
Data entry 22795. This message is to whomever may be so fortunate as to find it. I am Professor Lloyd, lead designer of the Xenon Supercomputer Project, the ultimate in artificial intelligence. The computer was designed to enhance our lives, but instead ended up being the ruin of us all. We made the mistake of tying it into the most important facets of our existence here on Xenon,
Yeah, you don't do
including
that.
our weather control and defense systems. It seemed like a sound idea at the time, and all proceeded well for about 3 years. It was around then that a deep space salvage operation recovered what appeared to be some sort of antiquated data storage unit contained in a flimsy cardboard box on which the words Leisure Suit Larry were imprinted. On its back was the picture of a not particularly wholesome gentleman, but that's another story.
Oh, yes, indeed.
My counterparts exhibited shameful behavior as they tore open the box to get at its contents. I could not understand the commotion it generated. The data was uploaded into the supercomputer for analysis. As a result, a crippling virus spread through the machine like a bad social disease. All control of the computer was lost. All screens went blank. Then these words were displayed by the monitors and uttered by the vocal outputs. Wilco must pay. From that day forth, the possessed computer waged war on the inhabitants of Xenon, using our own weapons against us. Some managed to escape to other planets. Those of us who remained stayed to fight the machines and robots under its control. It was a bloody war. Those of us that were not killed were taken captive and modified. These cyborgs infiltrated the loyal ranks of resistance, rooting out almost all of our hiding places and exposing us to the mechanical menace. Some of these poor souls still wander the streets. As of this recording, we are down to only a handful of rebels. My health is deteriorating rapidly. To make matters worse, I've just learned that the computer has unraveled the mysteries of time travel. I've sent my 2 best men to attempt to steal this new technology. If you are not a machine, then perhaps they were successful. Please realize, you are Xenon's last hope.
Again. Wouldn't be the first time.
It smells mysterious. You have the urge to play Name That Gas. You peer into the darker area beyond the hatch frame and see nothing particularly revolting. Oh no! The door has shut and there's no way back. What are you going to do now?
Hope there's a way forward. I would think that obvious. Hello?
You see some dripping, oozing stuff. There's nothing you could do with the dripping liquid. It smells just like you thought it would. You don't really want to do that.
Hello? Oh, fuck.
You can't. Nothing. Okay. You scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up.
Done and done.
You have a jar of green acid. You extract the portable power pellet from the back of the bunny's polyplastoid torso. A darn cute bunny. A battery. Keep your hands to your... You plug the mobile power cylinder into the laptop. The stench lingering in this sewer reminds you of your clothes hamper. This rough area tastes strangely like blood. Oh, that is blood. You shredded your tongue. Your mother should have warned you about licking strange areas.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Your nostrils flare as you inhale the fragrant aroma of cold steel with just a hint of sewage. The corrosive effect of the slimy pipes reduces your tongue to a stump. Now you truly are tasteless.
Don't worry, it grows back. Sewer escape. Not that was a particularly tricky task, but... Gotta move right now. Gotta move. I know I shouldn't be saving this much. Or at the very least, not saving so many different slots. Oh, balls.
We're glad you could play Space...
Then again, if I hadn't, I'd have been screwed.
This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed.
We'll find out. What's the point of it if it doesn't need to be in the air before you... That's a little like Mr. Roboto from Styx. Oh yes, I need a camera. Not a camera, a camera. For reasons. Looks like a shoe.
I've just completed a scan of the Labion sector of Space Quest 2. No sign of presence at this time. Grrrr, schluff, urrup, urrup.
I have no idea what that was about. Need to take a picture of that code. Then we just make one up.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again. The powerful quad quark time, and finally...
The first one's always a dud. The second one, whatever it is you pick, is the right code. Alright, let's have a look around in here.
It's some sort of monitor, probably used to monitor something or other. This is a small panel which provides access to the innards of the time pod. If you have a 3P223 4QR access panel wrench, that is.
Do I have one?
It's a large compartment that's probably full of instruction manuals, code books, time maps, and the like. Too bad it's also locked. The large compartment doesn't actually open. The small access panel is inaccessible. A standard time pod headrest. Not very comfortable, but the regular operators have metal heads, so it's not a concern for them. Those are unshielded quark power cables. No telling what they're doing to your DNA's genetic structures right now. You don't want to touch those. You might mutate your fingers. You'd better not. Something. Those are That's your head, Roger. Now use it for something. Scratching your head doesn't make it work any better. It only loosens unsightly dandruff.
'Tis true.
That button opens the canopy. Your high-tech but ugly pod stands ready to ride the wild plains of time. You talk to your... The smells of stressed carbon fiber, cooling engines, and ozone fill the air. Tasting the cooling time pod would not be a good idea.
Look, don't you tell me what to do. Or what I can and cannot do. I make the choices here. Huh.
Whoa! What was that?
That was very large. Welcome to the latex babes of Esteros. It's a reference to another game. I think it was called the Leather Babes of something, of Phobos? Maybe? Well, where are they? Anyway, we'll call it a video here. I am the Blues 32. This is Space Quest 4. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.